What's going on, everybody? It's your man Overtime here. So today we're in a new shop. You see, looks a little different here than usual, right? Well, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or not, but we recently moved to Indiana. That's right, back to the good old Midwest, where things are a lot more simple and more laid back, and we are loving it. So this right here is a little building behind the house that I'm turning into the bow shop. As you see, we already got the bow press. Got my tool mat. This is where I'll be working on the bows at. Stand hung. Got the arrow spot behind you. So, why are we here today? Today we're going to do another unboxing. But also, we're not going to do an unboxing, but we're going to do a longer review on the Evo XF right here. So, let's go ahead and unbox this box and see what we got. Would you look at that? Another Evo XF, baby. Hey, but Corey, you have one Evo XF sitting right next to it. Why would you get another one? Well, let's just say it's the bow so nice, we got it twice. But yeah, you see the color here, the black and tan. I actually seen this color scheme in Vegas at Ace and Arrows with my boy AJ. I was out there shooting. But the reason why I got two bows is because this is going to be my hunting setup here. This is set to 74 pounds, and this is going to be my target setup. So I probably said this is like 63, 65, so I can draw back a lot more without having any wear and tear on my shoulders, because everybody that knows me knows I'm a fighter. And everybody also knows from fighting and wrestling, you tear your shoulders up. So with me being wrestling since 3rd grade, I'm now 32, and fighting, my shoulders are pretty beat up, so I need to save them as much as possible. And I shoot an awful lot. So I reached out to PSE to see if I can get another one as my target bow. Why would I have this Evo XF as my target bow? Because this bow is just flat out amazing. So with that, we're gonna go into this long-term review. It ain't gonna be too long, but a little longer than the unboxing, and tell you why I enjoy this bow so much. Alright, so the details. Why do I love this bow so much? Well, first of all, this is my 4th PSE bow I've had. I started off with the Evo Stealth EC35, which was the closest I can get to my draw for a long time, 35 inch or 32 inches. The next one was the Evo 33, which is the same axle length as this, but again, it only went to 31.5. Then the next bow was the PSE Evo or Evil EVL 34. A little longer axle like the Carbon Stealth. So I thought for sure I'd get back, good better feel, keep my head more upright, and still find a solid anchor point. But it still came out to only being 31.5. So I will let the let off down a little bit to, I can show you that later on one day. It's a little notch on here, easy to change the let off. You can get a little extra length with that. But again, that probably was my least favorite bow. I love the bow, but it's probably my least favorite out of the 4. And then now we're on our 4th one, which is this Evo XF. And the #1 reason I get people hit me up all the time, Corey, and you switch the bows every year. Why do you like this one so much more? Which one do you like the best? The biggest thing I love about this is I can get this one to my full draw completely. Like 32. It felt good. I can shoot 32. I can get there. I get comfortable. I can anchor well. But this is 32.5, and that's just with the E2 cam. So another thing about this, you can get 2 sets of cams. You can get the E2 or the S2. The S2 is for more shorter guys, shorter draw. You get a shorter cam cycle, which makes the draw a little shorter. I'm not sure exactly how much smoother or more vibration or whatever it is, technicalities with the bow, because I, for one, cannot shoot that bow. But I've heard good things about that as well. With this E2, this Evo XF E2 33, I can go all the way back to 32.5. I can hold anchor. It's the first time since I've been shooting bow as an adult that I can actually go to a full draw, make a tee. I always like to look this way first and then turn my face to the anchor. I had my knuckle V here underneath my jawbone, my nose on the string, and the string touching the edge of my lip. So that right there, off the rip, number one thing I love about this bow, period. And it makes me love this bow even more because I can actually shoot it without a little bend in my elbow, with no bend in my elbow or no extra head tip to get there. My form is solid. Next, I don't know if it's, I think it's these limb pockets. The limb pockets being a little wider. Here's a little wider than normal bows. They did the same thing with the Evo last time. But with the Evo last year, with the 34, I had to put a sidebar on because I felt as I drew back, there was still a lot of tip. So it's hard to keep it left and right balance. So I had to get that sidebar for stability. As for this bow, I did a total arch challenge with this right here. This setup, as is, literally, this is the one right here, still got total arch challenge tag on it. No sidebar, just a little longer for stability out front. 14-inch single pin dovetail HHA, which they say is a little heavier than HHAs. But I had no extra side dip left or right. Every time I draw back, that bubble is right in the middle somewhere. It's just a little dab here and there, left and right, to get the full center mass. So that alone made it worth it. You know, that extra weight. Yes, the extra weight is great for stability. But as for me, again, with my shoulder being bad and the front shoulder is the worst one, holding that bow with that extra weight, it helps keep it still, but that extra weight, it adds on to that pressure. As I sink this shoulder into position, the extra weight holding, it makes it a little harder for me to not keep it stable, but keep this shoulder up and locked in position. And with that, with the, I don't know if it's the limb pockets or what on this compared to the last year's bow, but it makes it a ton, like so much more easier for me. And I mean, I just can't get enough of it. Like after I did Total Archer Challenge, I was in the middle of Total Archer Challenge. I did my second course of my 4, and I instantly was like, yo, my shoulders feel great. I'm loving the way this bow shoots. Just the fact pulling 74 pounds for 2 days in a row with 25 targets each course is a little tough, but I did it and I had no soreness next morning. Now I know with the 65-pound bow, whatever I bring it down to, it's gonna be great. So again, like I said, this is 65 pounds, or I'm gonna set to 65, but with that, you can get this bow in either 70 pound, I think it's 60, 70, or 80-pound limbs. Now I'm sure if you got a guy like Joe Rogan, he can probably get them to make him a 90-pound limb. I don't need all that. Now, another thing I love about these E2 cams, last year they had the Evo cams, still the regular Evolve cams, and those are smooth, and they had a nice draw cycle, and once you get to that, the let off or the drop off is dropping, and it just sits in that valley so smooth. But this one is like, it's kind of like butter, baby. Like the drawback is so, even like I said, this one is 74 pounds, like I can just draw back, and it's not like a fight all the way back. It's so smooth all the way in, and you feel once you get past that breaking point, it just, it's like a sigh, a breath of fresh air that, and you can sit there and I can hold it for a while. Even at 74 pounds, I think I got to let up all the way up on this, I can hold it for a while. Like I've held it before where my buddy Pat like, yo, you've been holding pretty long, let down, you're gonna have a bad shot. But it's no tension, like I'm fine there holding, I'm just playing with the pin still, getting that pin on the spot. So with that again, these E2 cams, like I said, I don't know about the S2, but these E2 cams, it's like, oh, it's amazing. I love it. Another thing I love about this one is, so in travel, I was driving across country, or not across country, but 14 hours, and I had the bow case in my RV, in the case, but it wasn't strapped down. And with the RV, you're hitting bumps and stuff on the road, so the vibration is a lot more in the RV than it is with a regular vehicle, because there's no suspension like a regular vehicle. So with that, I imagine that's what happened with this screw here on the Yoke cable slider. It rocked loose. Now, on the other bow, I've been before where I've adjusted this to get the timing right. You had to go an angle left or right. But the thing is, if you go too far, you're not exactly sure where the spot is. It was so hard to figure it out. Had to find a picture of the other one to find out exactly where these things come out factory. As for this one, it has this little screw here, where if you have it on the bow press and you got all the weight off the limbs, all the pressure off the limbs, you hit under the screw, and it's so simple, just move this thing left or right, left or right. So right now I started with it all the way out, and when I got to, I can't remember, so I'm sure where I was at. Oh no, this one I went to Kentucky. I went to Kentucky with it to do some work on the property. This thing has slid in. So all I had to do was undo the screw, and with the pressure on, I was able to shift the steel over. But I advise you do it in a press with all the weight off and pressure, so you don't have to worry about anything blowing up. But for me, I had no press with me at the time, and I had to make it happen. But that alone made it so easy to do. Usually also when you see my bows, PSE came out this this grip on here, what, 2-3 years ago? A little thicker grip, the padding, and it got this little groove in the front. It's perfect for running your fingers in. If you like to do that, run your fingertips down it. But usually when I get these, I take these off. I have my man over at Rattler Grip, have him send me a custom antler handle with my name and stuff in it. I put that on there. But as for this bow, for some reason, I don't know what it is about this one, but this grip just feels so good with this bow that I just do not want to change it. I don't even want to take it off and put the other custom antler name tag, the handle on there to see how I feel, because this just feels so good. And I'm a firm believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I don't want to change it at all. Again, the strings, the live wires. I went to PSE factory and I did a tour of the factory with Pete. And a lot of people don't know is they don't order the strings out. They actually make the strings in-house with the perfect amount of twist, and they made with high quality. But as for me on this one, as you see, I got different color strings here. I'm sponsored by Gas, and I love Gas strings. Before I knew that was the deal, I had got a set of Gas strings when I had wore out a set of strings before, and I just love this. No twist on the P. I put them on. I don't have to do much tuning to them once I get them on. They're usually on. And I set them up, and I set the bow up. I always put my bow in the draw board halfway for a little bit. Then another 6 hours at full draw to stretch the strings out. And when they go down, there's no twist steel, there's no extra stretch over the time I shoot them. And I can make this one set of strings last a while. And I love Gas. I've been working with them. The owner, Eric Greaves, was a fan of mine when I reached out. Since then, we made a deal where we work together, we partner now. So these are always my backup strings. I switch them out usually. When I get them, the other set of strings for this, I left back at the house in Jersey. And I'll be going to Lancaster Archery here over the weekend for the Steel Target Challenge. And I'll pick those up. But when I get back, I'm gonna put the other set on here and I'll be good to go. But I always keep this set in my first aid kit when I'm out there in the woods hunting or anything at the Tardos Archer Challenge or just shooting. If something was to happen, I find the press, I can fix it real quick. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that is why I love this bow. First of all, if you're a long guy like me, tall, long guy, long arms, I'm 6'3", but I got a normally long reach at 79 3/4, almost 80 inches. So I need every little bit of stretch that I can get, and 32.5 is perfect for me. Another thing they did, in the previous ones, they had a bunch of different holes here. You had to figure out which ones you want to be at. As for this bow, they took away all those different options and brought it down to just 4. I think before it was 6. So now it's a little easier to figure out which hole is on for you. They had another hole right here on the rest where you put the rest in, so you can go either further back or further forward depending on what works for you. It's just all around just an extremely awesome bow, man. And I advise you, even if you got a bow already, whatever you shoot, all the bows out there to this day, all the bows out there today are great. They all put down deer. They're all pretty fast. But I advise you, head to your local bow shop and see if they have the PSE Evo XF. Even if you got a bow, just to go there and draw it back to see the way it feels and see some of the things I'm telling you about. And realize I'm not selling wolf tickets. I'm not just talking because I'm partnering with these guys. I partner with these guys because I love the bow. Put it that way. At first, I started with Matthews. I went to Hoyt, and I got a PSE sent to me, and I tried it. And it wasn't until I tried the PSE I actually wanted to work with a company and that I enjoyed shooting. And it was the first bow I could shoot. The vibration, I don't feel any vibration. Like when I shot the Matthews, if I shot that too much, I don't know about the neck dip I had on it because they had the shoulder axe to axe all the way. Being asked it again, too much wear and tear on neck, doing this up and down, have a neck sore. The Hoyt was so much vibration, it would kill my shoulder every time I shot with it in league. And this is the first bow I literally can shoot where I don't have any pains in my shoulder, my neck, and I can just do it all day long. Like I said, I did 4 courses of the Total Archer Challenge in 2 days. That's about 6 hours of shooting per day, and I was back in the gym the next day. So, with that being said, guys, that is why I love this bow, And even if they come out with another that might be 32.5, if it's a little bit faster, I might shoot that. I don't know. But right now, I think I'll be stuck on this for a while. And also, the E2 cams also are faster than the Evo cams for the 32.5. These bows, I think, are shooting 328 to 332. And with me shooting this one at 74 pounds at 32.5, I'm getting way more than that. Even though I'm shooting a 498 or 390, I can't remember. I have to get my scale again and check on my arrows. All right, guys. So that's the rundown on these bows. This brand of bow. I would say these bows, I have two here. But yeah, don't forget we got the 4,000 subscriber giveaway going. And with that, we just did a trip out to 6 Hour. We went to Wyoming. 6 Hour Hunter Games. Got that up. 6 Hour sending me the Cross 6.5 Creedmoor, the 6.5 Creedmoor. We're going to do a review on that as well. And we're going to do more stuff on guns as well. Even though I'm still going to be a mostly archery hunter, I am going to do a little dabbing with the guns, shooting guns, little gun hunting here and there. Yeah, man, this move to Indiana, I feel is going to be a great move for me and a lot for the channel and everything got going on. So with that, make sure you guys are heading over, hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you heading over to the Instagram, follow both pages, Corrier_MMA and Outdoors with Overtime. I'm just truly blessed and happy. I thank you guys for being along with me for the ride thus far. And I hope you guys continue to be along with the ride. And tell your friends. And we grow this following. And we're just going to blow up to a point I just feel it's going to be great. So with that, we're going to sign out as always with love, peace, Afro grease. Peace.